So UFC Strawweight champion Zhang Weili has called out UFC Flyweight champion Alexa Grasso, and they've been going back and forth on this on Instagram. So I'll go over what each of them have said, and then I will give you my thoughts. So shout out to ESPN MMA for putting these into concise pictures here. So I guess Zhang either replied to one of Grasso's pictures or made a post calling out Alexa and says, "Hi, champion. Maybe the fans want to see us fight at UFC 300. To which Grasso responded at Zhang Weili MMA, "I admire you so much, and I'd love to defend my title with you. Would you make 125? So then Zhang responded at Alexa Grasso, "Let's go, champion. I can go up to 125. And then she added Dana White and UFC. "Let's make it happen." And then Grasso responded, "Let's do this. 3 fire emojis, Mexican flag emoji." So I'm going to give my thoughts on this here. I don't hate the idea of this fight in itself. I think Zhang versus Grasso would actually make for a very good, entertaining fight. And I think that, yes, a champion versus champion fight would bring some attention to the women's divisions. Which, because they've only ever done the champion versus champion once, when Nunes knocked out Chris Cyborg. But I'll be honest, I have a lot more reasons to not want this fight to go on right now than I do reasons to want it to happen. All right, so my pros are that it is not a bad fight in itself, and I think it would make for a good fight, and like I said, it would bring some attention to the ladies. But there's so many more cons that I think of this as like someone who likes both fighters. I think they're both excellent fighters and they're both excellent ambassadors for women's MMA. But there are just too many cons to this fight happening, particularly at UFC 300s. All right? So, let's start with this one. Both of their respective divisions, Zhang at strawweight and Grasso at flyweight, both of their respective divisions are full of contenders, chock full of contenders right now. At flyweight, Dana White already said we got to do the trilogy between Grasso and Shevchenko. If they don't do that trilogy, I'd be fine with that too, with them not doing it. But he did say that's next. And Shevchenko's going to throw a hissy fit if it doesn't happen. But even if you don't make the trilogy fight happen right now, Erin Blanchfield's at number 2. She has more than earned a title shot. Manon Fiorot is at number 3. And she even responded to it too, saying, "Hey, don't forget, you only got the title shot because I was injured." Which, by the way, Manon, you were the one crying about wanting another 5-round main event before getting a title fight. So I don't want to hear about this, "Oh, you only got it because I was injured." You didn't even want the shot yet. Okay, back on that. You still have Manon Fiorot at number 3. So even if you take number 1 Shevchenko out of it, you've got Blanchfield at 2, who has more than earned a shot, and you've got Fiorot at number 3. So you've got 2 contenders already in the waiting. 3 if you count Shevchenko. That's at flyweight. At strawweight, you've got number 2, Yan Xiaonan, who has been waiting since May. She has more than earned this. She beat Andrade back in May, knocked her out in the first round. Did it with 1 punch, too, which is more than what Zhang can say. She has more than earned her title shot right now. She's been waiting since May. Then at number 3, you have Tatiana Suarez. Now, granted, she has to fight Amanda Lemos in February. I think she'll beat Lemos in February. So after Jan, you've got Suarez in the waiting. So you've already got 2 contenders waiting for you as well, Weili. Also, neither of these champions have solidified their champion status yet. Each of them only have 1 title defense between them. Weili is coming off a defense against number 4 Lemos. She was number 4 when they fought. So your first title defense was against someone who was ranked like number 4, and you went to decision? You've got some work to do solidifying your championship status, Weili. And then at Grasso, your first title defense was a draw. Some people say she shouldn't have won it. I say it was the right result, or if anything, if judges scored better, Grasso would have won. But she's coming in off of a draw against Shevchenko in the rematch. And that was her first title defense. So neither of these ladies have exactly solidified their status as champions. Also, here's another con. Weili hasn't fought since August. She wants to fight at UFC 300. That's not until April. That's 8 months between fights for her. And her last fight before that was against Esparza in 2022. I believe it was. So that's another 9 months. So she went 9 months between fights. Now she wants to go another 8 months. Why is she taking up so much time between fights? If she's the great champion that all her religious weirdo fanboys want to say that she is, why does she need so much time in between fights? Answer me that. And finally, listen, let's be honest here. The whole double champ thing has really lost its luster. Not only has the UFC overdone it, it basically just means that another title goes vacant, because the only fighter who has ever gone back and defended both titles was Amanda Nunes. And look how long she took in between fights to do it too. And they only allowed her to do that because one of the titles was at women's featherweight, which, let's be honest, wasn't a real title. Or it wasn't a real division. Okay, well, I'll say this. It was not in a real division. Okay? She was not... Women's featherweight in the UFC was never a real division. So overall, this whole idea of champ has lost its luster. And it's gotten to the point where anytime I hear the words champ, I want to punch whoever says them. And if they're bigger than me, I want to grab a chair and smack them because, I'm a little guy. I'm just tired of the silliness. So listen, Weili, Grasso, nothing but respect for the two of you, but no. You have other fights to make. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. If you liked the vid, please hit that thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to Wmma now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.